In a country where traditional activism has often been met with resistance and repression, a new force has emerged. One that's not just reshaping how Nigerians protest, but also how they demand accountability, justice, and change. It is called social media activism. From EndSARS to the Revolutionary movement, Nigeria's youth are taking to social media to challenge the status quo and make their voices heard. But how effective is this digital revolution? And what are the risks and rewards for those involved? Let's rewind to October 2020, when the hashtag EndSARS took over the world's social media platforms. What started as a protest against police brutality in Nigeria spiraled into one of the most powerful social movements in the country's history, all thanks to social media. For the first time in Nigeria's history, millions of people were able to come together, share their stories, and call for change, all from the comfort of their phones. But this kind of activism isn't without its challenges. Indeed, the government's response to the EndSARS protests showed how social media can be a double-edged sword. While social media helped mobilize tens of thousands, the government attempted to silence the protests. This move sparked outrage, both within Nigeria and globally. Once the protests went viral, it wasn't just about what was happening in Nigeria anymore. People from around the world were speaking out, tweeting, and calling for action. The world started paying attention. But it also became clear that the government was not going to let this happen without a fight. The EndSARS movement gained international traction, with world leaders, celebrities, and international organizations expressing solidarity. But the question remains, was it enough to create lasting change? The Nigerian government has since promised reforms to the police force, but activists argue that these promises have been mostly symbolic, with little tangible change on the ground. Social media continues to play a crucial role in holding the government accountable. In a country that has a history of corruption, repression, and inequality, young Nigerians are using digital platforms to demand for justice and change. For many, social media isn't just a platform for sharing opinions. It's a lifeline for collective action, a digital space where they can organize protests, highlight injustices, and hold the powerful accountable. The rise of social media activism in Nigeria shows that even in the face of adversity, the fight for justice and change is evolving, and it's now one click away. This is just the beginning of a new kind of activism. As more Nigerians demand change through social media, the question is, how will the government respond next? And will the digital voice of the people finally make the change they seek?